Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For this vlog, I am very excited to share with you about our journey to one of the most iconic mountains in the world, Mount Fuji in Japan. But before we get into it, if you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss content. Mount Fuji, also known as Fuji-san in Japanese, is an active stratovolcano located about 100 kilometers southwest of Tokyo, Japan. It is the highest mountain in Japan, with a top elevation of 3,776 meters. Its most recent eruption occurred in 1707 during the Edo period. Mount Fuji is more than just a geographical landmark. It is an integral part of Japan's cultural, religious, and national identity. Overcoming Japan's highest peak and rising above the clouds provides a huge sense of accomplishment and personal pleasure. Climbing with friends or joining a group, the shared experience of facing and overcoming problems can form long-lasting friendships, are just a few reasons why Mount Fuji should be on your list of things to do in Japan. In 2022, the number of climbers on each route was as follows: 94,000 for the Yoshida Trail, 41,500 for the Fujinomiya route, 12,600 for the Subashiri route, and 12,000 for the Gotemba Trail. Choosing a better trail could make reserving a mountain hut easier. Nevertheless, it is important to note that the Gotemba route is long and more suited for strong walkers. We ascend on the Subashiri route. The opening and closing times vary from trail to trail. The open-close times may change, subject to weather and trail conditions. Please check the latest information for good planning. Each trail has its own characteristics. Choose the one that suits you best. Unless you are highly experienced and physically fit, climbing Mount Fuji without spending the night in a mountain hut is dangerous. Bullet climbing, which entails leaving the 5th station at night to reach the summit by daylight without a hut stay, and light gear climbing, which involves ascending the mountain without appropriate equipment, are particularly dangerous. Your plan for climbing Mount Fuji should provide enough time and physical resources. Before trying the climb, make sure you have thoroughly prepared your equipment and physical condition. Any ascent requires careful planning. Mount Fuji is no exception. The right gear may make or break your experience. Here are some of the items you must have. Viewing images of joyful climbers ascending Mount Fuji on social platforms could lead you to believe the mountain is relatively easy. However, it's important to remember that the peak rises above 3,000 meters. Be fully aware of the potential physical challenges specifically associated with Mount Fuji. Conditions such as altitude sickness, hypothermia, heat stroke, and extreme fatigue are risks that should not be underestimated. Physical preparedness is essential for successfully conquering a challenging peak like Mount Fuji. Body conditioning should not be overlooked whether you are a seasoned hiker or a first-timer. For my preparation, I jogged and climbed mountains near Tokyo, such as Jimba-san, Takao-san, and Kaganobu-san. Plan your ascent thoroughly, including reserving a hut, avoiding the busiest days and hours, and being mindful of your return time. If you want to watch the sunrise, you must ascend at around 2 a.m. from your hut. Mountain huts along Mount Fuji's climbing routes are not open 24 hours a day. They have specified operating hours for services such as lodging and dining. As a result, you must carefully schedule your ascent and descent around the availability of these shelters. It is important to check their operation schedules before making a reservation. Additionally, please note that restrooms outside of business hours may be restricted. Failure to do so may result in inconveniences, such as a lack of a location to rest or refresh, which can have a big impact on your climbing experience and safety. Standing atop Mount Fuji, you experience an incredible sense of amazement and accomplishment. The air is thin and crisp, filled with a purity you've never fully felt before. Your lungs struggle for oxygen, but it's a little price to pay for the panoramic panoramas that unfurl before your eyes. A horizon so wide that it seems to touch the curve of the earth itself. The sky is painted in brilliant colors and calming blues, while below, an ethereal blanket of clouds envelops you and your fellow climbers in a beautiful realm. From this height, the surrounding peaks and valleys appear virtually insignificant, providing a new perspective on the world and your place in it. The brilliant colors congratulate you on your triumphant rise as you stare at the rising sun, depending on your height. Time seems to slow down, allowing you to enjoy this hard-earned moment. Your tired muscles and the long trek seem small in comparison to the peace and sense of accomplishment that fills you. You may find yourself pondering on the physical and mental hurdles you overcome to get here, developing a greater appreciation for nature's grandeur and your own tenacity. Despite being surrounded by other climbers, there is an intimate seclusion that goes along with the communal exhilaration. It's as if the mountain, in its eternal wisdom, is whispering secrets to each person who has earned the right to stand upon it. It's a profound that borders into the experience, a moment that both humbles and elevates you. For many, reaching the top of Mount Fuji becomes more than a mark on a bucket list. It becomes a cherished moment, a milestone, and perhaps even a rite of passage that will be remembered and enjoyed for a lifetime. That is the indescribable emotion at the summit of Mount Fuji. We then witnessed a marriage proposal. Our newly found friend Roth turned to his girlfriend Pitch, dropped to one knee, and asked the life-changing question. It seemed as though time itself had frozen, and for a moment even the mountain appeared to hold its breath, awaiting her response. She said yes. Their eyes filled with tears as they embraced, their hearts filled with joy. Their love radiated to everyone who was present to witness this joyous occasion. We chose to descend on the Subashiri Trail, known as the Sand Run, its most renowned feature. You can descend quickly by sprinting or sliding down the loose volcanic sand, which can be an exhilarating experience. Remember that climbing a mountain like Fuji is about more than just getting to the top. It's about the trip, the discipline, and the precious experiences we receive along the way. Proper planning and respect for the mountain are necessary. Avoid underestimating the dangers that could arise. Make sure you are prepared to climb this huge mountain, both physically and mentally. If you've enjoyed this vlog and found it informative, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your adventurous friends. Until our next journey, take care, stay safe, and keep exploring. I will see you at the top next time. Matane.